Okay, here's tidbit number 2. The only reason I'm doing this one is because there's always people, gardeners, looking for the best hose. It's not heavy, doesn't kink, easy to drag around. Well, let me tell you, I tried those ones that shrink up, the green ones that shrink up. I can't remember what they call them. They used to be on TV, and then I guess they sold the rights, and then everybody started making them. So I started out with, well, this was the second hose I tried. Okay, that was the shrinking up one. I'll tell you what, I could rarely even get them to last the season. They'd always spring a leak. And I tried from various sellers. I think they were just being mass produced by one manufacturer, and then they were just, you know, putting different companies' names on them, and different companies were selling them. Anyways, I treated them exactly like they said to. Keep it in the shade, keep it off the ground, make sure all the water was out, so you weren't, you know, storing it with the water. You know, put it in the wintertime in a climate controlled area, you know, and I did everything, and I couldn't even get the doggone things to last one season. And then if you had more than one and you attached it, like you need a longer hose, you'd attach another hose, another one of them shrinky dink hoses to the other one. The first one, the one that was attached to the spigot, wouldn't extend out as much. It wouldn't get its full extension. Like, it would stay sort of flat. So like if you attach two 50-foot hoses together, you were getting maybe 2/3 of the first 50-foot hose. So we weren't getting a full 100 feet. I hope I explained that well. But anyway, so prior to that, my partner had this bright idea to try one of those Craftsman super thick black rubber hoses. It was supposed to be anti-kink. He's lazy. He doesn't do anything. I'm the one that had to water the gardens and deal with the cats and all this stuff, right? Those hoses are heavy as heck. And if you have organ prolapse, like I do, that is not good to be dragging around. That's just going to make your condition worse. An anti-kink, horse manure. They kinked, in my opinion, they kinked just as much as a regular rubber hose. And getting them unkinked was hard as heck because it was so thick. The rubber was so thick. Getting them unkinked, oh my goodness, again, took a lot of muscle. Not good for somebody with organ prolapse or back problems. I had back problems at the time too. Dragging that heavy hose around, no. So anyways, I went from that Craftsman anti-kink hose to the shrinky dink hoses. And then finally I decided to try this. Since I was buying one of them shrinky dink hoses, at least one every year, I thought, and I hate waste. I hate it because it just goes in the garbage, right? I thought, well, let me try something different. So I tried one of these, and I can't remember. If I remember, I'm going to look up on my PayPal and see if I can find out who I bought this from. But I bought this like 2 or 3 years ago. It's one of these coil hoses. And I bought one of them. I says, well, it's about the same price as I'd pay for, you know, a 100-foot shrinky dink hose, so I'll try this. And I do exactly like it says. I got a little wood chip, a chunk of wood under there, so it's not sitting on the ground and rotting. I got it up on a post, so it's not all laying on the ground. I make sure that, you know, it's emptied out. You know, turn off the hose. I take off the sprayer nozzle, or I make sure the sprayer nozzle's on so it can all drain out. So all the water's drained, so it's not being stored and drained. And then I put this, my little bucket, over it to give it a little bit more shade. Now this is just the morning sun. This just gets the morning sun, plus we got a tree over here, so the way morning sun, it's in the shade. There's only a few hours where it gets sun, but this gives it a little bit more shade. Plus I use this for other things, you know, washing clothes or whatever. So that, dual purpose. So anyways, I've had this for about 3 years. I've had no issues with it. There is a little bit of leaking when I put on my spray nozzle. Here's my spray. But look at my spray nozzle. Look how old that is. So it might, oh, and the washer's gone. And that rubber washer's gone. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, so that might be why it's doing that. But the thing's older than dirt. So I would imagine it would. I'd be surprised if it didn't leak. But anyways, yeah, other than a tiny bit of leakage, which may be cured by getting a new sprayer, but I'm not going to because I don't like buying stuff new because it's wasteful. It's been great. No leaks. Doesn't kink. Every once in a while, them coils will get twisted up together, so when you take it off that post, make sure you don't just plop it down on the ground. Make sure it's not going to go all in one bunch because you'll have a heck of a time trying to get them coils all straightened out. But other than that, I mean, and that just takes a little bit of remembering to do. It's a little bit of practice. It's a great hose. I highly recommend it. Don't waste your money on shrink-a-dinks. It's a waste. It's wasteful. Those things are going to end up in the garbage in a few months and just sit there in some garbage pile. And them anti-kink ones don't work. They kink up like crazy. Anyway, so thank you.